It's been 1 year since the U.S. Supreme Court overturned Roe v. Wade. How has the landmark decision impacted Arizona, and how has it shaped the debate for abortion rights in the state? Brittany Fonteno is the president and CEO of Planned Parenthood Arizona, and she joins us now. Brittany, good to see you again. Thanks for joining us.
Thank you for having me.
1 year since Roe v. Wade overturned. What are your thoughts?
Well, it has been a whirlwind of a year, as you can imagine. Arizona has been ground zero for some of the most complex and chaotic legal battles in regards to abortion rights and access over the past year. But I'm proud to say that Planned Parenthood Arizona is still standing, our doors are still open, and we're providing abortion care to our communities.
Where does Arizona stand right now regarding abortion rights?
That is the question that everyone always asks. So right now, abortion is legal in Arizona through 15 weeks of pregnancy. And believe me, it was hard to get to this point. Last year, we had a really legal limbo of sorts where abortion was legal, then it was illegal, legal again. We went to court and challenged the former Attorney General's attempt to take us back to the Civil War era with a near total ban on abortion. And thankfully, we won on appeal, and the Court of Appeals affirmed that abortion is legal through 15 weeks of pregnancy when provided by physicians.
Okay, that's the legal aspect.
Yes.
Let's talk to the practical aspect.
Yes.
Access to abortion, how has it changed over the past year?
Access to abortion has changed significantly over the past year. I think first it's really important to understand that even before the Supreme Court overturned Roe versus Wade, access to abortion was really fraught in Arizona. Roe allowed for over 40 restrictions on abortion access to be on the books before last summer. And so these are restrictions that were really designed to stigmatize abortion care and also keep patients away from care. Since the Supreme Court's decision, we have seen a variety of additional restrictions. Of course, the move from fetal viability as the line to 15 weeks of pregnancy as the new restriction on abortion, and including all of the other 40 restrictions that still remain on the books. What this means, practically speaking, is that there are many people who are not able to access the health care that they need. And Planned Parenthood has really tried to step up, not just for our communities, but for the influx of patients that we're seeing from other hostile states like Texas. So we are serving our communities and people from across the country. And frankly, we are not able to fully meet the need for the demand in abortion care.
You mentioned an influx of patients from other states.
Mm-hmm.
Are Arizona residents going to other places in order to receive services?
Absolutely. We're living under a restrictive 15-week abortion ban right now, and people do need abortion care after 15 weeks of pregnancy. And so through our patient navigation program, we work with people who may not be able to access abortion in Arizona to get them to those friendlier environments like California, Nevada, New Mexico, and make sure that they have the practical support to access their abortion there.
The governor, we talked about this earlier in the headlines here because the Senate reacted to the governor's executive order regarding county attorneys not prosecuting abortion cases, but giving that authority to the state attorney general. Your thoughts on that?
Right. So this is absolutely a welcome executive order, and I think really keeping true to the campaign promises that Governor Katie Hobbs made, but also Attorney General Chris Mays. Our C4 and political advocacy arm, Planned Parenthood Advocates of Arizona, endorsed both of these candidates, and we know that they are true champions of reproductive freedom. What we know to be true is this. The Court of Appeals has already confirmed that abortion is legal through 15 weeks of pregnancy. With these latest executive orders, Governor Hobbs has reaffirmed that abortion is legal through 15 weeks of pregnancy, and people should have access to this essential care.
But is it a concern to say, county attorneys, you can't prosecute, I'm giving it over to a state attorney general? Again, there could be a situation where the state attorney general is not as friendly to certain parts of any law as this particular attorney general is. Do you see a precedent here that might be dangerous?
Well, we were thankfully able to work with the Hobbs administration on these executive orders, and so we know that this is something that they took into account. They wanted to make sure that there was not a hyper-local patchwork of conflicting restrictions when it came to abortion rights and access, and so that's why understanding that there are some real anti-abortion county attorneys that are in Arizona, that should remain, that power to prosecute should remain within the state's attorney general's office. And so we support this decision, and we feel confident that Chris Mays will continue to be the champion that she is, and also that that this is something that will be good for the people of Arizona.
As far as future court decisions, and we started with this, and I guess we're going to end with this legal aspect here.
Right.
What is still out there? The Supreme Court still has enforceability out there, doesn't it?
Yes. So I think it's really important for people to know and to understand that we are not out of the woods yet when it comes to abortion rights and access in Arizona. So while the Court of Appeals affirmed the right to abortion through 15 weeks of pregnancy, the case has been appealed to the Arizona Supreme Court. So we are watching and waiting to see if they'll take this case on. Of course, our position is that there's nothing to see here, that the Court of Appeals has made it very clear what abortion law is in Arizona.
And real quickly, I know that there's a federal case against mifepristone. You're watching that as well, I would imagine.
Absolutely. There's always something new that keeps us on our toes. But right now, medication abortion, including mifepristone, is still legal and accessible and available in our health centers.
Brittany Fonteno, Planned Parenthood, Arizona. Brittany, good to see you. Thanks so much for joining us. We appreciate it.
Thank you.